Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix General 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so the workday starts with reviews, I guess. Let's see, what do we have here? What do we have? I think what we wanted to look at was this. What was it? Was this guy, right? Okay, so the latest news was I looked at most other screens don't pop the current window off immediately. I think this issue is more unique to the score screen. Most other screens don't animate, or they animate the buttons into existence. And the buttons are only usable once the transition finishes. On the score screen, when you select the screen, it will skip the transition, but you can also press the exit button while the transition is occurring, which can then cause a race condition leading to the use after free. It could be cleaner to have the remove function internally force an update, as we can prevent it happening in future if we change around screens. This way transitions will get to their end state and report themselves as finished. Okay, I moved the update to be called within the remove function. This way it should always update and clear transitions that would have been set to skip at the point they removed. Okay, I think I remember we wanted to check if let me see. Here. Score screen system. Line 536. 536. Score screen. Five, 3, 6. Here. Okay, so we put a breakpoint here. Yeah. And we remove this. And this and this. Good, okay. Exit. Okay. So, breakpoint is hit. We step in there. Good. So, what do we have? At first, it allocates some ASCII string here. Well, that's unexpected. Oh, this one is an ASCII string. Pfft. Jesus. Good. So, so current group skip. Okay. So the interesting question is, if we go in here, we have this this list here, right? Let me go to the watch, And we add this guy here. Actually, we add this. This is here, this address. Actually, no, we take this guy. No, we do, this is correct. Transition group skip. So we copy this value and we put it here, this address, and we say transition group pointer. Good. So this is our transition group, and we keep it here. We keep a close eye on it. And inside this transition group, we have a bunch of guys. Here they have a win pointer here. Let me see if it's always the same. No, it's different ones. Now the question is, where's the window that we want to... this pop function, what does it do? Where's the window deleted? mwin, what is it? Mwin is a game window. Okay, so this game window. Now the question is, which window is it that we crash on? Score screen show, true. Transition handler, remove. I am currently not sure where the deletion happens. here, where the score screen gets popped. But does it mean it's get deleted there, here? Screen. Detach. That's misspelled, isn't it? Run shutdown. Okay. When okay, so right now these guys look fine, yeah. So let me just go through here. Okay. Okay, so the group is being skipped. Okay. And then the group is being nulled. Good. Pending group is 0. Okay. And then it will do update. Which maybe will do something here. Who knows? Okay, and then what? The shell pop. Screen. Score screen, WND. Run shutdown. Layout hide. Okay. Hide the layouts. Destroy windows. Okay. Destroy windows does what? Aha. So here they're probably getting destroyed. Yeah. Okay, so now these windows are probably destroyed here. Good. So if we look now in here, what do we see? We still have the dangling pointer, right? Let me see. No, this one is not dangling. This one looks healthy. Shit. It's possible that we don't see that this is garbage at this moment because the memory could still be sort of intact, right? If the memory is not yet reused, then we won't see it. Let me go to game memory. Game memory. Let's search for free. Which function is it? Delete instance, memory pool. Free block. Free block. Free single block. Here. Mark block as free. Memset garbage fill value. Okay, so we probably want to enable the memory pool debug. Which we do, but it is still disabled because we are not in. We need to be in RTS debug for some reason. Why? Why? Okay. Okay, let's enable RTS debug then. I think we should change the memory pool debug to also be so that we can also enable it without RTS debug. Yeah. Maybe. Because I find it a bit irritating that this debug is linked to the other debug. Okay. 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 Then let's see this garbage again. Oh, what is this? Okay, there we go. So here we have the transition list. Watch this. Copy value. There we go. Good. So transition group. Good. Okay, so here we have the guys. Then we go to here. We do update, and then we go to pop. There we go. Okay, so now things should have been deallocated. Let's see. Huh, still looks fine. Huh. Then I wonder why was it crashing in the first place then? If it's not dangling now, was it ever dangling? Or maybe it's just some of these? I'm not seeing it. Seems to be fine. Oh, there's more stuff happening. Let's go to the end of this function. Yeah. Okay, what happens if we go to the next update loop? Let's put a breakpoint. Let's put a breakpoint here. Watch. The window is still looking fine. What is this bullshit? Cameo. Ah, there's another M-win here. Hold on. Did I look at the correct place? That also looks fine. Is finished, true. And M-win is here. But then what was dangling in the first place then? I don't understand. If the windows are not deleted here, and these are not dangling, then what was dangling? I don't understand. That makes no sense. I would have expected that all these windows are now dangling here. But they're not. Why not? Let me go to the linked report here. I posted the call stack where it gets freed here. Process destroy list. It gets deleted just later. Yeah. Okay. Then how about we take this guy here, process destroy list. Let's put a breakpoint here. Do destroy. Next. Do the destroys. Okay. Okay, so it is being destroyed here, and then okay, let's put a breakpoint down here. Aha. Something has changed here. Yeah, there we go. Dead beef. There we go. There we go. So basically what happened is it is finished, but the window is still the dangling pointer. It's still in here. So the fix is still not complete. I mean, it probably is technically okay because it's not being reused or anything, right? It's not running right now. It's not being updated. It's not accessed. But technically, there still is a dangling pointer. And that's dirty. It would be good that somewhere, the window at the correct location, like when it's finished, for example, that the window is set to null. Yeah. So so let me make a transition group mwin. Yeah. And also transition. It's the same here. Yeah. Dead beef. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, go into Paint. Okay, and then we take a line here. Okay, so we are here at destroy, yeah. And as you can see here in our transition window list here, let me mark this a bit better here. Now, transition window list, we now have the dead beef dangling here and also here. Yeah. Then we make here still dangling. Win still dangling. And the same here. Win still dangling. So there are two wins. One is in, what is it? Transition window list. Transition window list. Here, transition window. So there's a M-win here. This one is dangling, and then there's a there's this transition here, and this transition also contains M-win, the same one, and that is also dangling. Yeah. So the transition and the transition window. Yeah. Yeah. Then let me let me see here. In my opinion, this fix is still incomplete because technically there are still dangling pointers in transition window, and still dangling pointers with transition window, M-win, and transition M-win. In my opinion, both should be nulled before the windows, before the game windows are deleted. Yeah. Even if not currently accessed, both should be nulled before the game windows are deleted. Okay. Good. Then next thing to look at is the window position change from Helmut. It currently has 12 open reviews. It's accumulating. Let me see. Here. Okay, so what was left to do here? Right, we wanted to test the service Windows OS thingy, right? Having a debugger attached. The buggy behavior will only occur if there is no debugger attached. Okay. Okay, so we tweak this one comment here, and then we replicate this change to generals, and then it should be done. And we test this thing here. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Okay, first we stop the debug session here. We have seen everything. We have seen the proof that the pointers are still dangling, which is everything I wanted to see. That was my suspicion, because it's the problem is the window, like it should be set to null pointer. Probably just when it's done, when it's finished, just set it to null pointer and done. Probably that's good enough, unless that thing is reused somehow, but I hope not. Yeah. So dangling pointers are always bad, because like it says that the program is malformed in some way, right? And it sets the wrong expectations. When I have a raw pointer to something, then I expect that it points to valid memory and not to garbage, right? So it's always good to clean up after oneself. Good. So this change, center window EA, good. Center window EA. So first we delete the local copy we already have here. Then we go to Helmut, fetch and prone. Yeah. Then we go here. Shit. What is this? Ah. Right, okay. Pull rebase. Man, why is the music so shit? Atmospheric. Some background music that is not invasive. How about this one? Space is always good. Oof, this one is way too aggressive. Let's try that. Good. Then next step. Next step. So. Center window EA. There we go. Good. Good. So first we merge branch in here. Merge main. Merge. Okay. Then we put. Then we remove debug. And we just build 0. Now we also build just 0. Just 0. Good. Then we compile that, yeah. Fixed string class pot. Trying to compile code using Clang CL, but the compiler reports that string class is not a pod type and therefore cannot be used. String class is not a plain old data type and therefore cannot be used. Okay. The following line triggers an error. Ah, this one. Okay. Well, you need to call .cstr, talk.cstr. After some investigation, I found that this issue arises because string class constructor here, this constructor calls MSVC to incorrectly treat string class as a pod type, allowing the code to compile when it shouldn't. Oh, it's a bug report. I thought that's a pull request. Token. Huh? New name. It would be good to post the actual compile error, what it says. Right now it's just speculation if that's a reason, because we haven't seen the compile error. Yeah. TOK. So peak buffer also returns SHA. I don't know. He would need to give the compiler error. It's hard to say what the problem is. Yeah. Good. So then let's search for the call to this guy. Yeah. This one, right? Okay, so he says there is a problem when we don't have this here. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Good. Then let's see. So we just launch this. Okay, I didn't see any problem here. So he said insert a sleep 5000. Okay, let's try that. Sleep 5000. Not responding. Yeah. Aha. And then it indeed does not reposition it. Let me disable Gen 2. Not responding. Okay. Pump message during startup to avoid not responding in the window title on slower computers in a debug build. This also ensures that the window is correctly positioned because Windows apparently ignores the set window post call when the window is not responding. So where do we call this function now? We call it in the load screen. We call it in some video stream. We call it in the score screen. What? Okay. That's weird. Okay, we call it allow Windows to perform regular Windows maintenance stuff. And update the game engine. Sleep 5. Sleep a bit. It's weird that here it's calling it, and then in the same function it's calling it here again. Okay. Let me see, where is this called? So this is called here. And it's already calling this guy. Yeah. And when is this guy being called? Let's see. Can we tab out? No. Maybe it only works in full screen. I suspect that this only is called on full screen, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we are calling this guy here. And what about the other places? Would that also call here now? No, that is just for boot up, right? Ah, yeah, okay. This is just boot up. Uh-huh. It's just called once here. Pump messages during startup to avoid not responding. Okay, so if we sleep 5,000 here and then we do this call, will that work then? Let's see. Let's see. So we should see not responding, and then okay, then the window position works correctly. So it does not avoid not responding. It does not avoid non-responding. I cannot confirm that this avoids. Well, I mean, it can't because I well, let's do the following tests. Let's put this here and then sleep 10,000. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. If it still shows sleepy, then this doesn't help with anything. If it doesn't show not responding, then I guess it works okay. Let's see. Oh, not responding. I cannot confirm that this avoids not responding. What's it called? Not responding in the window title. I tested this with but it does fix the window positioning, as you say. Okay, so let me rephrase this comment here. Pump messages during startup to pump messages during startup Pump messages start up to guarantee where's the Windows reposition stuff happening? Let me see. Oof. 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 Oh man. The history of this goes deep. So this resize and position window where's this called? I may put a breakpoint here. Ah, Jesus. Yeah, okay. Okay. It's kind of weird though, right? Pump messages doing startup to ensure that the window is correctly positioned with set window pause elsewhere on slower computers and in debug builds. Pump messages doing startup to ensure that the application pump messages doing startup to ensure that the application window is correctly positioned with set window pause. It's correctly positioned by set window pause elsewhere on slower computers and in debug. Let's say by later. Application is correct position. Otherwise, set window pause may do nothing. Is that fair? Pump messages during startup to ensure that the application window is correctly positioned by set window pause later. Position. Slower computers and debug builds. By a later call to set window pause. But why does this exactly happen? Set window pause. Does this return like some error or so? Set window pause bool. If the function, let me, I would like to know if we put a sleep of 10,000, yeah? And we don't call this. And instead, we go to we go to set window pause. Let me put a bookmark here so we find it here again. Bookmark. Let me remove the other bookmarks. Okay. Then we search for set window pause. Yeah. And there are multiples. We are probably interested in this guy. Okay, so how about we do test for bool results. Yeah. And then we put assert debug assert crash results equals true. Set, where are we here? Set window, set call to set window pause has failed. I think we can do the same here. Should it be an assert crash? I think we should just do assert lock. Okay, let's put our breakpoint here. I would like to see if we get some, if this actually returns false for some reason. There we go. Oof. Let me remove the optimization here. Pragma optimize off. Good. Let's try this again. Good. So let's see. Ah, shit. Let me do if we need to do something here. Let's do just printf a percent d results. Basically, we just need something to put a breakpoint here, so it doesn't optimize this shit out. Okay, there we go. Result 1. Okay, so apparently it succeeded. Oh, it did actually succeed. Okay. Okay, but maybe it's different with debugger. Yeah. Let me do a is debug. Option debug is disabled. Okay, let me enable debug. Yeah, so that we get a debug log. Configure. Generates. All right. The problem I have right now is that I don't understand why calling this one function there would fix the set window pos. Like, what is like maybe it's just like a workaround that just works by chance, but maybe it's not the proper fix either. Maybe it's like some argument that you have to give it here, right? Like maybe you have to give it async window pos and then it works magically, right? So I would like to get more information, like why exactly is this failing? And I would hope that the Windows would give, and it should, with get last error, it should give an error message. So I hope that we get some error here, some intel, why exactly it fails. Yeah. Okay, so then let me launch this here. Yeah, let's see if it fails to position the window, and then we look into the log file. Yeah. Yeah, not responding. And okay, it has failed, right? Then we open, which one has been written? Huh? I'm not sure if any of these is written to right now. It's not a debug build. Why not? Oh. Right. Always the same bullshit. There we go. Not responding. Yeah. Okay, so this has failed, certainly. Okay, so this one is being written to. Okay, let's open this guy. Sorry. Okay, what do we have? We are looking for set window pause. Is there anything locked? Nothing. Okay, let me change this to debug log set window pause returned %d results. All right. This boolean is 4 byte, right? Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. Abort. Good. So here. That actually worked. Okay, so that has failed. Now let's open this guy. And we search for set window pause. Returned 1. Set window pause returned 1. So it succeeds even though... Okay. So set window pause claims to be successful, but it's not. It's maybe something else failing. Hold on. Maybe one of the other guys failed. Yeah. Like maybe one of these guys is failing. Not sure. Let's say set window pause returns the let's say a left %d top %d width. I think we can get this just width and height. So I would like to see where it exactly positions this guy. Left, top, width, height. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. So it says left 441 100 width height. It looks okay, right? Left top 100. Yeah. It looks okay. Yeah. Yeah. It looks okay to me, but it's not ending up at the correct position. Let me ask ChatGPT. I have an app that calls Windows set window pause. Set window pause, like so. But it does not. It does not. Left and top integers are okay. The left and top integers are okay, but the window does not reposition to the intended coordinates. What could be the problem? Let's see what kind of ideas it has. Left and top values are correct, but the window does move. There is checklists, incorrect flags. You're only passing that, but to actually reposition and resize the window, you must not use flags. No move, no size. Must not. Well, it doesn't. If you only want to move the window, use no size. If you only want to resize, no move. Okay, but we want to do both, right? So your usage seems fine if you tend to move and resize. Yes, but double check the actual values. Non-top level windows, child windows. If that is a child window, the left and top coordinates are relative to the parent client area. Relative to the parent client area. Yeah. Not screen. If you're mistakenly calculating left top and screen coordinates for a child window, use screen to client. Screen to client. It's a good point. Yeah, it never called screen to client. Some frameworks or application subclass window procedure or override position changes. If you're using UI framework, it might interfere, no? Running and DP, no. Window is maximize. No. Restore. Show window. It's deferred until restored. Okay, it's deferred until restored. Try calling get window rect after window pause and print the actual coordinates. That will tell you if the call worked. That will tell you if the call worked, but the window moved somewhere unexpected. This one is interesting though. SW restore. Show window. Let's make this call. Show window. Okay. Okay, that also doesn't work. If the calling thread and the thread that owns the window are attached to different input queues, the system posts a request to the thread that owns the window. This prevents the calling thread from blocking its execution. Async window pause. No reposition. Let's try this, see what happens. That also doesn't work. No, I don't have a better idea than what Helmut has put there. I don't know. No. Maybe what we could do is call it twice. Or what we could do is we can do. I'm just trying things, you know. What we could do is we can do one no move and one no reposition. So first we what is the difference between reposition and no move? Retains the current position. It's probably the Z order. Okay. So no move, and what was the other? No size. Okay, so how about we first change the size and then so we do we first resize it and then we position it. Yeah, so let's see if that makes any difference. Yeah. Nope. Okay, well, then I really don't have a better idea. But how about we do keep... well, we can remove the assert. Remove this, remove that, and that, and that, and that. I would say we keep the log. Get window rects. If def debug logging and if rec client window positioned to window positioned to rec client left. Left top, say to X, Y, int right minus left. Bottom minus top. So it's width, height. Window position to that and scaled, resized to window. Okay. And then we check our log. Okay, window position to that, and that, size to that, and that. Okay. But hold on. Hold on. It claims that it was positioned to 441 and 100, but it's not correct. It's not there. Okay, what about this call here? Screen to client. If it is a child window, right, it's not a child window. Right. All right. No, I don't know. It somehow claims that it is repositioned, but it is not. Okay, well then this get window rect also doesn't help. Then we can just directly call left top width height. Then you remove that and that and that. And just like that, it's a little bit simpler. Maybe we just call set window pos window positioned. Then here we say resize and position window. I think it's fine, we just do it like that. Then we can also add one here. Zero, zero. Window, it's not really position. Window sized to width height. Now there are more calls to this thing in WinMain. Debug. pop messages during startup to ensure that the application window is correctly positioned on slower computers and debug builds by a later call to set window pause. How about we say, yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah. It is unclear why. It is unclear what the issue with set window pause really is. Okay, is there any other comment that we potentially need to improve a bit? Let's see. Let me go to this function here. I have a function that moves x and y such that the inner rect fits into the outer rect. If the inner rect already is in the outer rect, then this does nothing. If the inner rect is larger than the outer rect, then the inner rect will be aligned if the inner rect is larger than the outer rect. Be aligned to the top left of the outer rect. Okay, well, if there already is this comment, then we don't need this comment here. In case I would say we can simplify this comment. Push the window. Push the window of edges. In case push the window of edges if it overlaps push the window confine the window inside the thing is that this sentence says pretty much the same as this one, right? There's like duplicate information here. Move the window to fit it into the monitor area. Move the window to try fit it into the monitor area. If any dimension is larger than the work area. Well, if one of its dimensions is larger than the work area. Otherwise, aligns it to the top. Moves the window to try fit it into. If larger aligns the window to the top left edges. If it is even larger than the monitor area. Okay. Okay. Should we use? Otherwise, move the window. Let's do it like this. Okay. 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 I think that would be good. Then let me document this as update comments. And then here we say add locks for window position and size. Okay, then we need to replicate this to generals and then we will push it. Yeah, but I think I will take a break now. It has been 2 hours exactly. Exactly. Yeah, good. Then I wish you a great day or night until next time. Goodbye.